We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Jet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Watch it spill your beans.
Yerp. Welcome back
Gotta have that root beer.
to the film school.
Daniel Larson here. Gotta have that root beer.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Welcome back to the Film Scoop. We're back. We missed some time. What do you know? What are you gonna do?
Not only did we miss time, I didn't record anything for my watch list. Yeah. You know, it's one of those things. In my defense, I haven't really been watching stuff.
Yeah.
I've been in a bit of a gaming mood. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been hitting the sticks pretty hard.
Didn't know you were a dork.
Dude, yeah. It's coming out. I renewed my PlayStation subscription, and I've been going to town.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't have mine anymore. I always forget that.
Well, you can use mine.
Will it transfer to my account?
I think so.
Oh.
There's a way to do it for sure.
Maybe I'll dabble in such a thing.
Maybe you have to
I don't know.
tear someone's ass up in Madden, dude.
I don't know. But yeah, we missed some time because there hasn't been a ton to talk about. We did want to talk about Thunderbolts last week, I think it was, but just didn't happen. You know? Sometimes
Stars didn't align, dude.
And I promise no mediocre scoops. And some days I just don't feel like recording, and I don't want to make a bad episode. So, no episode's better than a bad episode, if you ask me.
Agreed.
Other people might not agree. I've been getting some heck from people.
Someone's been giving you guff, dude?
Yeah. People have been unhappy with our lack of episodes, but, you know, sometimes life happens. Sometimes you got shit going on.
I can't believe 2 whole guys are upset.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of Scoop of Life, I started a diet on Monday. And, dude, yesterday, how do I put this in layman's terms? I was blasting out of my ass yesterday. Straight liquid. Straight root beer coming out of my ass. And at first I was like, what's going on? I was like, why is this happening to me? And then I realized, like, every time I go on it, like, I start eating clean again, that happens. Because, like, fruits and vegetables have, like, fiber in it and, like, nutrients and stuff that makes you digest. And when I'm not eating clean, like, I eat pretty bad in terms of, like, digestion and, like, nutrients and vitamins.
Yeah.
Like, I'll eat out every day and just not getting a lot of vegetables, not getting a lot of fruits, anything in my system. And yesterday, I mean, it was like a water hose.
Yeah.
My ass was that. Imagine a water hose, but instead of water coming out, it was liquid poop. That's what happened.
Little brown water.
Yeah, and then I looked it up just to make sure that I don't need to, like, go to the doctor or anything. Because I was really confused. I was like, this never happens. Why do I have diarrhea right now? And it says it's normal if you, like, switch your diet to something healthier. Like, you're going to, like, clean out your system.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that happened, like, that night, Tuesday night, and then I've been good since. So I think I'm steady sailing now.
I have a scoop of life that
Okay.
I have kept to myself in preparation for this.
Oh, no.
I've been doing some shitting as well. Because I'm going on
Pants,
about...
by chance?
Not in pants. Not in pants.
Damn
I made it this time.
Damn it.
But I've been going on about, I'd say, like, 27 years of eating bad. Mm-hmm. So I do some pooping, for sure. And I did an emergency landing from the, like, 6th floor of my building. I called the elevator, and I was like, come get me right now. This is a problem.
Stat.
Yeah. And I know the elevator operator lady, so she came and got me. I went down. The porta potty was kind of storming outside. And I have a problem with public restrooms, so I'll lay down, like, a lot of toilet paper on the toilet seat. And so I'm rushing to get this nest built so that I can sit. a fucking gust of wind blows the whole thing. Blows the whole thing away, dude. Blasts it up into the air. So I'm going on Nest 2.0.
Wait, did it blow in from the toilet? Like from the
It
toilet
blows
hole?
in like from the bottom. Like
so
underneath
it
the
not
door.
only did it throw your toilet paper everywhere, it blew poop air into you.
No, it's not coming from the toilet itself. It's like the platform. Porta Johns are like raised. It was probably poop air.
the poop stored in the bottom of the porta john.
There's definitely some poop air, probably.
Yeah,
I was infected.
There were some flakes.
Some
Definitely.
spores got me, dude.
Yeah.
So I blew my fucking Nest away, and I had to build another one. So I've used a ton of toilet paper, and then I wiped my messy, hairy ass, which used even the rest of the. There's no more toilet paper left by the time I finished, and I was like, thank God, I really squeaked by. So I exit the porch on it, and a dude walks in right behind me, and I hear him go, "God damn, there's no more shit paper." I just booked it back into the.
I mean, if that's all he has to complain about, then you did your job.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a win.
yeah.
He didn't even say anything about the heinous smell.
But dude, when my first Nest blew away, I thought I was gonna shit my pants. I was like, I got a bare ass.
You didn't think about just hovering?
Nah, dude, it was not a hover option. It was either bare ass this thing or try and build a new one. And thankfully, I built the second one.
I don't have the core strength to hover.
Yeah, dude, I had to like Lincoln log this whole thing.
Yeah.
But mine was like, it was a blast. So if I hovered and I was off by like a single degree,
Yeah.
that thing's getting painted. It's getting painted for sure.
All right. We got a little bit of news. There's some small pieces of news I'll say real quick before we get into the big kahuna.
Okay.
Sergeant Rock, as of now, has been canceled. It's kind of a weird one because it said it got canceled, and then like a report came out like the next day that said it's not canceled. It's just like kind of being pushed back till like next year.
Was that one of the animated ones?
No, that was Luca Guadagnino's live action movie.
Oh.
And Colin Farrell and Mike Feist had been cast. So Colin Farrell was going to be Captain Rock, and I guess he still could be, but it's being pushed back for now. But it says the film would have followed Sergeant Rock trying to find the Spear of Destiny, the spear used to stab Jesus during his crucifixion before the Nazis found it.
Damn.
I didn't know, since you have like a biblical knowledge, if that was like fascinating to you.
I mean, it sounds interesting. The problem is, I feel like Luca's gonna make it extra weird. So I don't know. Luca's a guy that I can't really predict what the hell he's gonna do.
I mean, I'm not worried.
But it sounds cool.
Well, I like Luca in the first place a lot more than you, but I'm not worried about him making it like his other movies. Like that's, I think when you sign on to do a DC movie, like you kind of, like, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get too weird. And also, I don't think a lot of his movies are weird. I think Queer was the first one I found weird.
Yeah, I guess.
Challengers was like a really straightforward.
Yeah, Challengers was pretty. Yeah.
Bones and All, other than the fact that there's a cannibal element, is like pretty normal in terms of like his style and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
And then the other piece of news is unfortunate news. Guy Ritchie's directing Roadhouse 2.
Man. What a decision to make.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse than Val Kilmer passing away, Guy fucking Ritchie is taking away Roadhouse from us.
Wow.
Wow.
What a fucking retard, dude.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to do stuff like that?
Yeah, that's
the last person you need.
Yeah. I'm glad that it's Roadhouse though, and it's not like something else.
Yeah.
Like something I really love. Like imagine if it was like Guy Ritchie's directing Dune Messiah.
Yeah. Matt Reeves stops doing Batman 2 and Guy Ritchie picks it up for him.
Yeah. But yeah, that sucks. Anytime a tweet starts with Guy Ritchie set to direct, it's a bad tweet. It's bad news.
Guy Ritchie's dog shit for sure.
But the thing we're all here to talk about is the Superman trailer.
Yes.
Finally dropped after teases and teases and teases with barely any dialogue. We're finally getting some shit to discuss. We're getting some dialogue. We're getting some like plot elements. You did watch it, right?
I did. I've seen it twice.
Okay, I've seen
Two
it
and a
like
half
5 times.
Yeah.
We're getting like plot elements, and it didn't show like too much more than we've already seen. It was sort of just like nice having the dialogue and like actually being able to hear people's voices, and you get a couple cool extra shots. But overall thoughts on it, obviously I'm fucking jacked to the tits. It didn't change my excitement at all. I thought every teaser so far has looked really good. I thought this looked really good. It was nice being able to hear Clark and Superman's voice finally.
Yeah.
When he was sitting down to interview, and then he goes, "Miss Lane." I was like, "Oh God,
Dude,
damn.
yeah.
God,
He's
damn,
just sitting there looking hot as hell, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I took a couple notes just so I didn't like go blank. Sometimes we'll watch something and be like, we should talk about it on the podcast, and then like we'll be like, yeah, it was pretty good, and like I don't know what else to say,
dude.
So
next.
Yeah, so I tried to write a couple things down at least, but I really liked it starting with Lois interviewing Clark as Superman. Thought that was really fun, and like I've only seen Man of Steel and Superman 78, but I don't remember that happening. Her interviewing him as Superman. Maybe that is a more common thing.
That happens in the Reeve Superman, but she doesn't know that Clark and Superman are the same person. So she's just interviewing Superman, and it's honestly, Christopher Reeve was a dog, dude.
Yeah.
He was like looking at her underwear and stuff.
Yeah. X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was a really nice way to start it, and I liked what they talked about too, because she was like doing her job, because obviously they're like, it's sort of up in the air like at what point their relationship they are. It seems like from what the actors have said, it's more of a like Clark's like in love with her, and she's like not fully feeling the same way, and they're like kind of first starting out in the relationship, but she's obviously like this really renowned reporter, and she's really good at her job, and I think he expected her to like kind of take it easy on him since they're together, they're in a relationship, and then she was asking these like really hard-hitting questions that were kind of like upsetting him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. I like the idea of like people getting mad at him for doing things without like aligning with the government, talking with the president, like getting permission to do things, whereas he sees it as like this stuff is happening like really quickly, and I need to go like put out fires as they happen. I don't have time to like call the president and ask if I can go help. And she's like, you know, you're acting like a representative for the United States. He was like, I'm representing myself and doing good. That's all I'm doing. I'm not representing anyone. And I thought that was really fucking awesome. Superman standing up for truth, justice, and the American way. Fuck yeah, my dick's hard. Mm-hmm. It's double hard. Put it on a hoagie. That's what I say. I love that. I love how infuriated Lex is at just the thought of Superman. That's Lex. Like, that's what I think of when I think of Lex. I think of someone just mentioning Superman, and his blood just starts boiling. And he hates that his name is Superman too, because he goes, Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. I was
Dude,
like, oh my god,
I
fucking love that, dude.
Him just being disgusted that we would hold this, like, in his eyes, this creature to like this high standard, and be like, you know, like we're better than him.
Yeah, and because he's like a narcissist, and he wants the love and the credibility and all the love from, you know, the world, but like the citizens of Metropolis too. And he's like limited because he's a human, and he sees like this guy kind of being what he wants to be, but with like this unfair advantage over him.
And then he's like, you were just given these powers, like you were just born with this.
Yeah, like you didn't.
I've had to
work for
do everything in my life, build
like,
myself up.
Sure, my dad's rich, but or at least that's how it is in Smallville. I actually don't know if that's canon.
I'm not 100% either.
Huh.
But
I don't know if I ever mentioned that I was watching Smallville on the podcast.
You didn't, but I saw it in the Discord. Very cool.
It was a couple weeks ago. I'm not watching it anymore, but I watched like 10 episodes, and it was like very much a product of its time. But I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was when I was like a youngster watching that. It was cool as hell.
It's got really cool music because it's like early 2000s, so it was like a lot of like. Oh, I don't even know. Do you know the song "Wherever You Will Go"?
Yeah.
Like music like that.
Yeah.
Like that song's literally in Smallville. They like end an episode.
That's so sick. Dude.
Yeah. If I could, then I would. That's how an episode ends, and it's pretty fucking cool. But I stopped watching it. Anyways, in Smallville, Lex's dad is like a billionaire, and Lex like inherits the company. I actually don't know if that's like traditionally how it is. But
I feel like it isn't, because they also did like Lex and Clark being friends in that, and I don't think they
I don't think that's very canon.
Yeah.
But regardless of whether he inherited the company or not, he's still like his intelligence he like worked for.
Yeah.
And like he's obviously like really dedicated to all this stuff. And it just like disgusts him that people love Superman so much. I love that. There's a shot of him, this kaiju is like about to step on this person, and he flies under their foot and like grabs the person really quick before the foot lands. That's fucking awesome. The shot of him towards the end of the trailer in the clouds.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I was like, holy shit, dude. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Is James isn't happy with his spot in the CCC. He wants more. He's seeing Denise jar right next to it, and he's like, I want more. That's not fair.
Yeah. You keep letting these guys milk you, dude.
Yeah, I know. I got to stand up for myself.
Yeah, dude. You gotta
be like, hey.
Stop getting pushed around.
Knock it off. This is my cum. Guy Gardner's big hand.
He did that, and then the fucking hand popped up.
Yeah,
dude.
What are they called when the lanterns do that?
It has a word.
Yeah, like when they make something out of their powers, like that hand. Let me look it up. I just saw it on Twitter.
Projection?
No, it's like a real word. And constructs. That's what it's called.
Gotcha.
Those are constructs. But yeah, that looked so fucking cool. Him just walking by, flicking a little wrist, and a ginormous hand comes in, just knocks him over. Come on, man. Come on. So have you seen the big like? Well, you saw the trailer, but there's like a big like robotic suit character.
Yes.
What do you think that is?
I'm trying to picture that character. I saw Ultraman.
Not Ultraman. It's when he's flying in the sky and they're fighting in the sky.
I don't think I caught it. Unless it's Lex in like a mech suit.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because
let's see.
I believe that it's Lex, but
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Lex.
I think it's Lex too, but the character is called the Hammer of Barovia. First off, awesome name, but
that is, yeah, the Hammer.
It's an original character that James Gunn created. It's not in the comics.
Holy cow.
I think that he's disguising it, so it's a surprise that it's Lex. It is typically Lex's war suit is green and purple, but maybe James didn't want to do it because it's like it gives it away that is Lex, or maybe it's just like too. Like, he didn't think Lex would do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Lex doesn't really have, like, a set like uniform or color scheme. I think he's typically green because Kryptonite's green. Mm-hmm. But like it wouldn't bother me if that's his mech suit and it's
Oh no, not at all.
purple.
But I'm just curious because it doesn't seem like other people are really talking about the fact that could be Lex.
Barovia, is that like tied in with that weird place in Creature Commandos at all? You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name of that
I know what you're talking about,
that foreign land.
I don't think so. I do not believe that it was called Barovia, but I'll look it up.
That's the only other thing
I'm
I
sure
think
it's like
of.
a real... Is it a real place? Barovia.
Looks awesome.
What? Is this a real place?
No way it's a real place.
Forgotten Realms. I think Forgotten Realms is a book series. Anyways, it's not a real place.
Okay.
But yeah, that's interesting that he's like creating a new character and it looks just like Lex's war suit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what that is. Let me pull up my other notes. See if I had anything.
I'll cut you off real quick and just kind of gush about what the interview between Lois and Clark is the biggest highlight of the trailer. Mm-hmm. I love that she's challenging him, and his response. She was like, "I would think about these things, and think about the consequences." And I think he says, "I was just thinking people were going to get hurt."
Yeah, he said people were gonna die.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
getting emotional.
Yeah,
dude.
and then like he was like, I was helping people basically. He's not thinking about all this other.
Why would you think about the consequences of helping someone?
Well, he's just like if he
I'm
sees,
making
if
your
he's-
point.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah, who's thinking that?
Yeah, you see like people about to die. You're not like,
Yeah,
well, let's think about this. You're just like, you go help them.
and that's fucking Superman, dude.
Yep.
That's what he does. I love that whole sequence. I love them. This feels like a more natural way to kind of turn some people against Superman. Him overreaching what they deem to be something that he can do when he's just doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Also, there's a shot. Oh, there it is. There's a shot of him getting slammed into the concrete. His face gets slammed into the ground. This is when he's getting arrested in the street. Rick Flag's there. Rick Flag Sr. and the engineer. And this character that's doing it, I don't know if they've said officially, like, who it is.
I figured that was Ultraman.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing this weird... Ultraman's wearing this weird, like, Spec Ops suit.
Yeah. I can't remember, like... There's, like, a cover-up, basically. Like, all the comic readers are like, oh, that's this character. But then James Gunn is like, no, it's not him, it's this. But I can't remember who he said it was. But all I'm thinking is, he just got slammed into the ground, and am I crazy, or only a person that's, like, from Krypton could do that, right? Or could a real person, like, slam him into concrete and break it?
Well, I'm not sure. Because the power level of Superman is very dependent on the adaptation and, like, the person that's making it.
Right.
Sometimes Superman, like, cannot be touched. Like, in the teaser of him, like, him coughing up blood, the only time I've ever seen Superman bleed is when he's fighting, like, Darkseid.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Never mind. It's about him getting harmed. Like, you have to be from Krypton to hurt him, but not to use him to break stuff. Like, his body's really hard.
Yeah.
So,
but
like,
that's-
in Batman v Superman, he's, like, swinging him around and, like, breaking pillars and, like, breaking all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But it's not hurting Superman.
Yeah.
That's, like, you have to be from Krypton or have, like, a kryptonite weapon or you know,
you
something
have to
like
be
that.
insanely powerful yourself.
Yeah, to hurt him, to, like, draw blood.
Yeah.
But no, I was wrong. Like, Superman accidentally breaks shit all the time like that because he's too, like, his body's too dense.
Yeah. There was, like, I think it was in the Justice League animated series when Superman's fighting Darkseid, and he says he feels like he's living in a world made of cardboard. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome. I hope they do some small stuff like that, like him
Yeah.
accidentally like ripping off a doorknob, or like stuff like that.
Yeah, I
like
love
forgetting
shit
how
like that.
powerful he is. But this is also like this isn't an origin movie. Like this is him a decent amount. I think at least a couple years into being Superman. So maybe it's like he should have the hang of it by now and wouldn't be doing stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I would.
I think
get that
we're
if they
probably
don't
gonna
do
get
it.
more him like struggling to keep the two identities, but maybe he has a bit of a grasp on his powers.
Yeah.
But there's also in the trailer. So I loved the interview. I love the way they've shown the characters. Lex's interaction and discuss with Superman is awesome. There's like a flash of a fight scene that looks like it's in like a football field or something.
Yeah, with the Ultraman
Or Mr. Terrific, I think, is there. Mm-hmm. That the couple flashes of that is awesome. It's visual fucking cum everywhere.
and falling out of the sky and having a citizen help him out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Pull him out of the rubble.
Now, I do have a question for you. How do you feel about the, hey, buddy, eyes up here?
I like it if it's what I think it is. Because I'm assuming he's fighting someone. Mm-hmm. He's fighting Lex, or he's fighting the Hammer of Barovia, or fucking the Kaiju, or whoever.
Yeah.
And he's, like, trying to get them away from the city. Mm-hmm. And, like, trying to, you know, do what everyone said Henry Cavill should have done in Man of Steel. Like, get the destruction away from the city. And it's also, like, very, like, it just feels very Superman to me. It feels like something I would read in a comic.
Yeah.
Like calling people buddy. Like
Yeah.
calling a really fucked up bad guy buddy.
Yeah.
Like that's what he does. So I liked it, but I thought the shot just looked a little weird. Maybe like it was CGI or something.
It is CGI, I think. Because I saw it initially and I thought it looked weird.
It's like his head doesn't like match with the suit or something.
Yeah, so I watched it twice. That sequence alone I watched a couple times, and
Oh, there it is.
I can't tell if it's because there's smoke around him and he's got this shit on his face. So I can't tell if it's like this shit on his face and like kind of the dark atmosphere. Because when you watch it like slower, it looks normal to me. Mm-hmm. But in passing, it looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
I also just noticed that like I feel like people will probably make fun of the hey buddy.
Some people are, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. I feel like that's so Superman. Draw him away from the city.
Yeah. There's also the chance that he's just so hot that it looks unnatural.
But if I was wrong and that's not, like, he's not, like, luring a villain out of the city, and let's say he's saying that to, like, some civilian, and he's like, look how fucking awesome I am. Like,
I don't think
that would obviously not be good.
I don't think that's what he's doing, but that would be hilarious. Check this shit out. Like and take off.
Anyway, here's Freebird. Yeah, but assuming it's what I said, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
And then Lex and the engineer break into
Invading
the
Fortress
fortress.
of Solitude.
And Crypto's there beating ass. Mm-hmm. Come on, there's the shot I was talking about with the big foot.
That right there.
Whatever
Or,
that
like,
thing is in
floating.
the sky. The big like blue and purple thing.
Yeah.
Don't know what's
There's
going
so
on
much
there.
fucking color and vibrance and dude, it's so
Pa
awesome
Kent's
looking.
speech.
His
He
speech,
said, your choices and your actions, that's what makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. That's Pa Kent. That's my man.
You know what? That's the opposite of kill children.
Killed. You should have let that bus full of children sink in the river.
You should have let them drown. Yeah. I love that. I liked.
I cleaned your boots for you. Let me go
Yeah,
get them.
I liked Ma Kent.
Yeah.
I cleaned your boots. Let me get them for you. I was like, oh my god, dude.
come on.
They're a couple cutie pies. That's what the Kents
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
That's all they
And
are.
they raised a cutie pie.
No.
Maybe a super cutie pie.
I think they raised a fucking stud, dude.
Yeah.
He's not a
You could
cutie
say
pie
that.
anymore.
You could say that. Also, I noticed, like, I really like the score. There's
That
obviously,
shot-
like, the, what shot?
The terrific walking out of whatever the hell that
Did you
thing
see
is.
his little thing he was riding in?
Yeah.
He's riding in a little, like, Professor X mobile.
Yeah, dude.
It's like a floating Professor X wheelchair.
It's so bad.
It's so awesome.
Crazy, dude. What the hell are you doing?
There's obviously like also Metamorpho is they put him in Clark's cell and then made him turn his hand into kryptonite to weaken Superman.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at all. I noticed him in the cell. I didn't notice the kryptonite hand.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not cool that you're, weakening my boy, but
Don't you do any
just
harm
creative.
to my David.
Yeah, a creative way for them to like manipulate these people against each other. But I was saying the score obviously has that like bum 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 that like they keep playing over and over again. But there's also like a section when the trailer's like really ramping up that actually
Superman is me.
it's
Hank.
I actually have it on my phone because I uploaded it. So I'll
my
play the little
God.
clip that I'm talking about. You kidding me? Listen to that shit.
Good grief, son.
I
didn't
think that
even-
kind of goes hard.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to it, dude. I was so... Jesus Christ, dude. I didn't even catch that.
I think that's fucking
I was so
It's when he's
locked
getting
in.
really emotional during the interview, and it's like ramping up, and he was like, "People were gonna die," and then it goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun, dun.
dude.
I'm like, God.
I was
what are
getting...
you
I was
fucking
so
doing to
worked
me,
up on
James?
just seeing everything.
Yeah, and he just took my cum. It's not fair.
Yeah, dude. I think anyone that would have... Right there.
Yeah, that shot of him in the clouds.
Oh, brother.
Is that? I'm wondering what that thing is behind him. It looks like it could be the kaiju.
Yeah.
Or it could be a building. I don't know, but it's got like a head shape.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
If they did a shot
I
like
don't
that,
think it's the kaiju, because the kaiju's head is shaped
it's
very
shaped
distinctly.
differently,
Yeah.
Unless there's another kaiju.
He's got like a salamander head.
Yeah,
There
I
could
don't
be
know
another
what that
kaiju.
is, but if they did a shot where you have like this big thing, like this big kaiju, and then put like a little Superman like flying up, like in frame, like as a silhouette, I don't know. I just feel like that'd be so cool, like similar to what they did, but there's his chair. Mr. Terrific's chair.
Yeah, dude.
Is fucking
What are
Professor X mobile.
He's strapped in and
God
fucking got
bless,
it strapped
dude.
on, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. He's out of his mind.
Yeah, that right there, that
Yep.
little tidbit is awesome.
Yep.
Lex looks fantastic.
Dude, his pearly whites are crazy. Not his pearly whites, his pearly blues, like his eyes.
They both got the baby blues, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Every time I see like a side character, I just get a tad worried about how much screen time they're gonna have.
That was my initial worry with the teaser, and I was like, well, James has done a lot of, or not a lot. He's done Guardians with like building teams. He's done Suicide Squad, so I feel like he's got a good feel on what's needed out of characters, which characters can like maybe show up and then go on. I have confidence in him, but it's definitely something that I've thought about. Like,
You're
man,
cautious about.
yeah, like you're juggling a lot now.
Yeah, and I'm just curious like how they're going to fit into the story, because obviously this story is a lot of it is about Superman being, kind of judge, jury, executioner, not that, violently, but like he chooses when he helps and he's not asking for permission or he's not working for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then these other people, Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific, I don't know how Metamorpho fits in. I don't think he's a part of the team, but they all work for Max Lord, and they're like, it seems like they're kind of like government regulated superheroes, and they kind of like go do whatever the government tells them. So it seems like Superman and them are at odds, because like they're superheroes, but like the government may like send them in, or Max Lord might send them in and be like, yo, you got to go handle that guy, he's out of control,
Yeah.
he's a vigilante.
Have you
And-
you seen this guy?
Yeah. And they're like, all right, let's put on the film. Let's check this guy out. Then they see him have laser vision and fucking he can fly, he can punch you to Mars. And they're like,
Yeah.
well,
That's Max Lord.
I'll
is who,
sit this one out.
Max Lord is who he called Buddy, and then he's like, get him.
Yeah.
He can't get away with that.
Oh, boys. But yeah, I'm a little worried about like how they're gonna fit in. and making sure he said over and over again the stories about Lois and Clark and Superman. It's not, it's not going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, like kind of screen time split. But I'm just a tad cautious about it.
I think based on just analysis here, I think that the Guy Gardner, Hot Girl, Terrific team are only going to show up like maybe twice.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have it. I think they're going to be like a government team that tries
that
to...
would mean that they've already shown up. Like Guy Gardner, we've already seen him in 2 different scenes. So that would be...
Well, very limited. Maybe it's more than that, but very limited amount. But I think they're going to be like trying to recruit him, and he's going to deny him. And then that will kind of lead to the... like an investigation, attacks, and stuff like that, and like Lex Luthor being like, "I'm just gonna kill this guy. He's a problem." And so I think they'll have a back seat. And then Metamorpho is the only side character I've seen that might last longer. I feel like he's gonna be pretty important.
I think what I assume Metamorpho is like his role is gonna be is that this scene right here where he's in like this cell where Superman's being held, I think that's going to be where they meet, and Metamorpho's been like stuck in there and he's being like used by this corporation.
Yeah.
And then Superman's going to break him out, and like he's like I'm assuming he'll be like a sympathetic character, and then like they become friends and he starts like helping Superman or whatever.
I wonder.
But he's kind of introduced as a villain being used by this corporation, and then like once he breaks him free, he like gets to think for himself. And
he could be a way for Superman to clear his name too. He could be like public enemy #1, making these bad decisions. The government starts painting him to be an enemy. They capture him. Obviously, he's in prison with Metamorpho. They escape, and then it's like these guys they've kept me in a box for years. And then it's like, Superman's actually a good guy.
They've actually come in a box for years.
I've actually been stuck in there for quite a while.
Can we go kind of fuck them up?
Can we go fuck them up or something? Where's Cristobal?
Yeah, and the rest of the shots are pretty, like, some of the same stuff we've seen before. There's one shot of him, like, it looks like he's in space. And no one's really talking about it, but this right here.
Is that space or is that a collapsing building?
Oh, it definitely looks like space. Look at all the, like, floating rubble.
Well, it could be falling.
But why would it be so dark?
Because he's, like, inside. Like, it's falling on.
Oh, wait. What's over there? It kind of looks like a building.
It all looks like pieces of building.
But I don't know. That... And, like, someone shooting at him? I don't feel like someone would be shooting at him, like, in the middle of a falling building. But I don't know. Maybe it's like 2 people were fighting. Like, he was fighting someone, and then the building collapsed, and he's like... Red beam. Who would shoot a red beam?
That's that robot suit, dude. That's the
Ultraman?
hammer. That's the hammer. It could be Ultraman, but I think it's the hammer. Because the hammer shoots a red beam into a building.
Oh, right.
That's why I think...
Yeah, we see it from, like, behind his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's flying away, and they're trying to tag him. And he's, like, knocking down buildings to hit him.
That's fucking interesting. They haven't showed any of that scene before, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
I feel like that's got to be the final shot of the movie. But if that is... You should never show the final shot of a movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
You should never do that.
Hopefully
it's not.
Yeah.
But it would be a cool final shot. I'm talking about the shot of him flying into the camera at the end of the trailer. But yeah, I'm fucking jacked to the tits. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more notes. No, just that the score looked fucking awesome. Okay. Or
I hope he says
awesome.
more nerdy stuff like, hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, Buster.
Is this man bothering you, ma'am?
Don't forget to recycle. Something like that.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. But I got some trivia.
Hit me.
What does Marta's coffee mug say at the end of Knives Out?
No idea.
My house, my rules, my coffee.
Nice.
Yep. What words are graffitied onto Superman's chest on his statue in BVS?
False God.
Yes, sir. And who directed The Banshees of Inisherin?
David McDonough.
Nope.
Did I say the name wrong?
You didn't pronounce it wrong.
Michael McDonough.
No.
You said I didn't pronounce it wrong. It's just is it the wrong name?
It's one of the things is wrong.
Is McDonough right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is his first name? I knew it was McDonough. Very Irish name.
Mm-hmm.
Michael.
You used to be nice. You know what you are
I'm
now?
not putting me donkey outside when I'm sad.
Not nice. And don't say something stupid like music.
What do you think?
Music.
What do you think this is for? Hooking something from a stick links away. I really thought it was Michael McDonough, dude.
It's Martin McDonough.
Martin McDonough. Damn.
Pretty close, though.
Pretty close, yeah. I knew McDonough for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I have some trivia, and I'm going to throw you a
Throw me a
nice...
bone?
I'm going to throw you a nice easy one.
Okay.
This is just to get the fluids going to your penis.
Yep. Try to recharge from, James's theft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the magic book called in Wicked?
Oh.
What's going on here?
I mean, that's not, I don't think...
Are you a
that's
fake?
book.
What?
Don't accuse me of such
You a
atrocities.
fake, dude?
You better keep your mouth shut.
This was a pretty big plot point.
No.
Yes.
That book's in, one scene.
They talk about it beforehand.
Does it start with the?
Yeah, it's the something.
The Dark?
It starts with a G. It's not a real
don't
word,
know.
like dark. It's the Grimmery.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that would be
No.
easy.
I
Okay,
don't
this
pay
is
attention
this
to
is
the
an
book.
easy one for sure. You'll get
Okay.
this one. What year was Red Eye released? With old Killshot.
I think it was 2005.
Hell yeah.
Let's
I knew you'd get it.
go.
I knew you'd get it. What brand of soda or coffee, whatever this thing is, does Hirayama drink in Perfect Days?
Oh.
I made a joke about it when we watched it.
I don't remember.
Whatever it is, it's just the can just says boss.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. All right. Do you think we should do Cinemarathon, or should we give up on that?
I forgot we did that, but we do have. I don't know how long we've been going for, but we do have. I feel like
We have enough to talk about?
I think so.
Okay.
We can do it at the end if we need
cut
filler.
short.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a bad description.
Okay.
A man lures kids into his home with candy.
Let me think about this here. Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was good.
Thank you.
I was talking about mine.
Oh, that was a really good one.
No, I'm
That
kidding.
was a really good one. Mine's hard. I tried to leave some
Some clues.
Okay. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
A cowboy tries to kill a foreigner to keep the affections of a small child.
Toy Story.
Yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
There we go. There's not many stories that include a cowboy and a foreigner.
Yeah.
So, kind of.
I left cowboy in there to help.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Got a couple letterboxed reviews.
A couple.
Well, they're from the same movie, so it's like once you figure it out, I'm going to tell you the next one.
Oh, okay.
This is from Andy Vessel, 3 stars. Pour one out for some real motherfuckers.
Is that the other guys?
No.
Holy cow. Pour one out for some real motherfuckers.
It's Wild Hogs.
Good Lord. What
And
else do you
then
got?
the second one's from Hunter, 2 stars. Cranked my wild hog while watching.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I like to crank to my wild hog. All right. Mine is from BB, 4 stars. Donnie Darko for They Thems.
I saw the TV Glow.
Yep.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. I thought that one was funny.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
It's clearly not at all.
No, man.
I hate
What do you mean?
so much. What do you mean? That's your response.
Yeah.
That's just, okay, we're gonna move on.
It was really funny.
We're gonna move on to the next segment.
You can't tell?
Go ahead, go on. I'm gonna talk about how handsome you are and make you uncomfortable again.
It's your turn.
I already did that was my letterbox review.
Oh, okay. So are we doing watch list?
Was
now?
that so not funny that it made you retarded?
All right? Let's settle down. Hold your horses, Chief. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Watcherino.
Okay.
Earlier, you heard me say watch list. Don't know what.
Yeah,
Don't know who said that. That was
someone.
some idiot came and took my mic
That was MK
and said,
Ultra, dude.
and said watch list, but I would never say that.
Yeah, we were being brainwashed.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we recorded. So, first up on the Watcherino, I watched Until Dawn. Guess what? It was shit.
Yeah, I had no
Boom.
idea you even went and watched that.
Boom. It was bad. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I think the concept just kind of fucking sucks.
What'd you give it?
Maybe it just wasn't done right. I gave it a 1.5.
Ooh.
Maybe it just wasn't done right, but the concept is these people. It's obviously based on the game, if you don't know that, but these people go to this like cabin, let's say, and they get killed, and then at dawn it resets, and they're alive again, and they have to try to survive, and they can't leave until they survive until dawn. So if dawn comes, they survive, they get to leave. But if not, they'll just keep on dying repeatedly. I think there's like a cutoff point though, at like 3 weeks or something. It's like after 3 weeks you die for good, something like that. So you're just watching people die the whole movie, and it like really removes any like sense of stakes or like urgency or like I don't know. I didn't like the characters. I thought they all sucked ass. And it's just kind of really like repetitive and not interesting to me.
Damn.
So, yeah, gave it a 1.5. Then I watched I Just Want to Take Another Look at You. Watched A Star Is Born.
You used that reference on me, but I had not seen A Star Is Born.
When did I use that reference?
We were in the car, and I was saying something, and then you just said that.
Oh.
In that voice, I
just had a tick.
What?
Yeah.
And you're like, Star Is Born. I was like,
Oh.
oh. How was I supposed to fucking know that?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I watched A Star Is Born. Gave it a 3.5. It's pretty good.
Ooh, really?
It's pretty good. Really good performances. Some good music.
Brad Coop's a hot guy,
Yeah.
dude.
Didn't blow me away, but it was good.
Okay.
I liked it. I watched Fantastic Four. Held up a 4 as I said that because 4. I love this movie, man. If loving Fantastic Four from 2005, directed by Tim Story, is a crime, then fucking lock me up and throw away the keys. Am
Dude, I
right,
remember
brother?
thinking they were awesome.
You know why you thought that? Because they are. That's why you thought that. I'll dumb this down for you. I'll make it simple. It's because they're awesome. I love it. No one can ever take that away from me.
Yeah.
I've said this before, but Fantastic Four is the only superhero movie I remember growing up with. I don't know why. I have no clue why that was what my parents picked to show me all the time. I think we had it on
did
DVD
some
or
crazy
something.
stuff.
I think it was also on TV all the time. But it's like I didn't watch Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I didn't watch like any of that. The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, didn't watch that. I watched Fantastic Four. And maybe it's just I have a bunch of nostalgia baked into it. I could completely understand someone watching it now and for the first time being like, this is like cheesy and weird and not for me, man. Not for me. This is awesome. This is awesome stuff. I just feel like I like the camaraderie of the characters. I like the castings. I don't know.
There's that scene of, I think Chris Evans when that lady like walks in on him in the shower and then he like steams his body.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, man, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And then for sure as I
Yeah,
got
and then
older.
you know, like a couple days went by and you were like, yeah, I was right.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
I made the right call.
No, I don't have too much to say about Fantastic Four. I just feel like it's really overhated. It's fun.
I didn't know people hated on
Oh,
it
yeah.
that much.
It's got a 2.6. That's like BVS level. Like BVS is like a 2.4.
No, BVS. I think Fantastic Four is a lot better.
Okay,
than
so
BVS.
let's leave
But
that there.
I really liked Fantastic Four. I love The Thing and Human Torch in those movies. And then in 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, dude.
Lawrence Fishy,
When I saw Silver Surfer,
L Fish. That's what we're gonna call him now.
yeah, La Fish.
Add that to the scoop lore. L Fish.
Wait, no, that was Sam Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, calm down. Elfish, I was like, this is the coolest thing. There's nothing cooler than what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. I thought that movie was awesome.
Yeah. Them having the wedding and then Silver Surfer flies by and they're like, Johnny, go. He's the only one that can fly.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Versace or something like that. Like he's wearing like a really nice suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Sue me, you know?
The slow-mo of fucking Surfer popping out the other side of the building.
My God. And I think Johnny goes, man, that's cool, or something, or something like that. I watched Accountant 2, Accountant Squared, actually, as it is on Letterboxd. It was awesome. I liked it. I don't love The Accountant. It was kind of something I watched and I was like, that was pretty good, and then I'd never watch it again.
It was fun.
Yeah. But this I thought was even better.
Ooh.
It's got John Bernthal in it, of course. Not a fan of naps. That guy doesn't like naps. Don't take them. Don't take them around him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 3.5. Thought it was really fun. I really liked the dynamic with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal's brothers, and my review for it is Pain Man, because Rain Man, but you know, he causes pain on people.
Yeah.
And the reason I said that was because like the movie kept reminding me of Rain Man every time, like every scene that was going by, because John Bernthal's like a normal, you know, person, and then Ben Affleck's obviously like he has this autism that makes him like super kind of odd, and like they went to a restaurant and he like doesn't know how to like. Yeah, I can't believe you remember he still does that in the second one. He like blows on his fingers before he like eats. But he's just kind of like awkward and weird, and like it's John Bernthal like kind of being the Tom Cruise role, and like, oh no, you should go talk to her, man. Like you should go, you know, just be yourself, and you know all that stuff. And then there's this scene where Ben Affleck goes to this like country. It's sort of like a Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a dance floor and people are like line dancing.
Oh,
and
God.
the girl that is like their waiter like invites him to go do it, and he's like really hesitant, and then he just like randomly gets up and goes and starts dancing, and he has like the biggest smile on his face, and it was so, I was like, this is what movies are all about right here. I had a smile on my face, like super big.
That's awesome.
And so there's a lot of just like bonding moments like that. There's a scene where they're sitting on top of his trailer, and Ben Affleck just randomly whips out sunscreen, starts putting it on his legs, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Putting on sunscreen." And
that was a crazy voice,
dude.
He doesn't
I'm
sound
telling
like
you,
that.
I watched parts of. I tried to watch The Accountant to prep for The Accountant 2. I was like kind of doing stuff, kind of watching it. Like I didn't log it because I didn't fully watch it, but he changed the way he talks a lot in the second one.
You think
it's a lot more
You think
autistic.
he hammed up the tism?
Yes, it is a lot more
Yeah.
autistic.
Well, you said there's less shin torture.
There's no shin torture in 2.
See, that's why he's feeling it more.
Yeah,
He beats it out of him in 1
yeah,
and keeps it mellow.
yeah. But that's how he talks. That's how he talks in this movie, and it's so funny. Like, I love that he hammed it up because it makes the movie so much more fun. And so, yeah, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, putting on sunscreen. And and then he's like, "Why are you doing that?" And then he's like, "Do you know how many people die a year of melanoma?" I don't know, dude. The combination of like it being a fun action movie and like this dynamic with him and his brother and it feeling like Rain Man, like I don't know. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it. I think it's really good. We watched Thunderbolts, but we'll save that for the end because that's like the big review.
The big Kuna.
We watched The Surfer.
I couldn't even say it. I started laughing.
What?
Dude? Dude? That's my board.
Oh my god. So, we watched The Surfer. I didn't know anything about it really because we saw a trailer like months ago, and I saw Nicolas Cage, and like he was at the beach, and it looked like something weird was going on. And I was like, I'm not watching anymore. I'm in. You've got my money. You've got my cheeks in your seat.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. And so I stopped watching. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, going into this movie, I knew Nicolas Cage goes to a beach, shit gets weird.
Yeah.
That's it. And I was pretty excited. But when it came out, nobody was talking about it. Like movies that are, movies like this that are really good get a lot of buzz because people want you to go support them. And nobody was even talking about it. It had like 5 reviews or something, I think, on Letterboxd on my friends list when I went and checked it out. I didn't like it very much. For me, there's moments that were funny, like Carl said. Okay, so if you want to go into the Surfer blind, go ahead and skip ahead. We'll talk about some like minor, like plot stuff, but it's not very good, so I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. But
my review for The Surfer was pros, Nicolas Cage, cons, the rest of the movie.
Yep. That
my
sums
review
it up.
of The Surfer.
But basically, he goes to the beach, and people start fucking with him, and like, it's sort of one of those like trippy, like Beau is Afraid type of movies.
It did feel like Beau is Afraid,
where the main character's like going crazy, and it makes you kind of feel like you're going crazy, and I'm not like the biggest fan of that. And it didn't feel like it really had anything interesting to say. I feel like there was like it was starting to do commentary on like homeless people and how we look at them, because there's a homeless character in the movie, and how we look at them like lesser than, or we kind of look down on them, and then like really quickly it could be us that's in that situation, so we shouldn't judge them as hard. I thought that's kind of where they were going, but they kind of abandoned that.
There was like, when you watch the movie, there's like a couple of different elements that I picked up that I thought they were going towards. There's the idea that like he's never really on the beach. He's at this like parking lot next to the beach, and you almost feel like maybe he's in limbo, and that he can either like go home and pass. I guess I don't know what going home would be, but he's kind of like in between worlds, I guess, and like the beach would be like heaven, like this ideal place that he wants to go to. But they didn't do anything with that. There's like a moment where you think that maybe he's not who he presents himself to be, and maybe he's gone crazy and he's actually someone else, and then that's not it.
Yeah.
And it seems like all these different roads that they kind of laid out, that things could be this way. It's not that, it's actually this other thing, and it's still not good.
Yeah, and it's also like when you look back on what happened, it doesn't really like make any sense.
Yeah.
Because, okay, spoilers for The Surfer if you don't want to hear, skip ahead. But it turns out that the guy down there at the beach, the main guy, has been fucking with him, and it sort of like was an initiation to get him to be able to surf. And, but I was thinking about the scene when he runs into his realtor, and the realtor's like, dude, who are you? He was in, like, that guy, that random realtor, like, was in on it.
Yeah, when he gets down to the beach, he's like, hey, bud, got the house all ready for you.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Everyone he's talked to in his life, because he tries to like call several different people, was all in on it except for like his wife and kid.
Yeah, I don't. That's just a little like sloppy to me. Like,
yeah.
I guess maybe that's like a realtor in the area, so like he would know like the locals. I don't know. But yeah, there's a scene where he goes there to surf. So obviously he had a surfboard on his car, and they take his surfboard. He goes down to their little hut, and he sees it up like they're using it as like their sign
Yeah.
for their little hut, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys took my board. I just want to get my board back, and I'll go." And he's like, "Dude, mate, we don't have your board or something." I can't do an
That
Australian.
was pretty good. That was pretty good Australian.
And
He was
Nicolas
"We
Cage
put
goes,
that up a couple of years ago, mate.
"Yeah, that was good."
Thank you.
Nicolas Cage points at the sign that's his board, and he goes, "Dude, that's my board." And I was like,
complete
that's the price of admission right there.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to the Surfer, is to see that. But there's also a part where he gets really hungry and he takes a bite out of a rat, and then someone shows up and sees him, so he puts it in his pocket for later.
yeah.
But like, there was a couple moments that was funny, but I thought it was messy and like kind of it felt long and repetitive, and I just didn't love it.
Yeah.
So gave it a 2-star. And I watched The Sandlot.
Ooh, pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool movie. Everyone likes The Sandlot. You don't need to hear me. You don't need to hear
It's
me.
The
yammer about
Sandlot,
it.
dude. It's fucking awesome.
It's a lot of sand.
It's seeing that kid with the biggest hat you've ever seen.
The longest bill
Yeah.
you could ever
full
imagine.
sun hat.
Yeah,
Is crazy.
yeah. But more importantly, I watched Arrival.
Ooh. Yes. Yes, sir.
Dude. Yeah, I showed this to the old lady,
Oh. Hell yeah.
and I was a little nervous about it because I was like, this is kind of like, it's kind of a complex thing. Like, it's not a very straightforward movie, to me at least. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, what the flip? Like, what do you mean? Like, especially when she was going to talk to the Chinese minister, and
Yeah.
he was like, I don't know how this stuff works, but this is my wife's dying words and all this stuff. And I was like, this is like a lot. Like,
I wouldn't be able to
kinda-
focus on it if I had a big strapping man like you beside me. That's for sure.
you know what you need to do, pal?
I would have been like, what the hell are we even watching?
Knock it off. All right.
Them doing those little squirts of the symbols.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude.
All right. Come on. You got to knock it off. How many times do I have to tell you?
Dude.
But yeah, I was a little nervous because I was like, I've seen this like 5 times, so I've got it like the back of my hand. But to like a new person, this could be like a little confusing.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then she's a
Wasn't
woman too,
confusing.
so you assume she would be dumber.
She's what?
She's a woman too, so you'd assume like she probably.
No, I wouldn't assume that.
It kind of sounds like that's what you were doing.
No, I assume anyone that watches Arrival will be a little confused on first watch.
Yeah, particularly women.
No, leave me out of that. You want to make your sexist jokes, Carl? All right, don't ask me to join in on it. All right.
Whatever you say, pal.
Yeah.
I know the truth.
Do you?
I know what you think.
You don't know what I think.
You've already told
What
me.
number am I thinking of?
You already told me what you were
What
thinking.
number am I thinking of?
69.
God damn it.
All right. Anyway, Arrival.
Yeah, Arrival. Obviously, I gave it a 5-star.
What'd the old lady think for real?
5-star.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep, she was like looking up theories on Reddit, and like she was fucking with it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When you have someone who is interested in stuff you were like, and pays
Maybe she'll
pays
pull
attention
Logan
to
and
you.
it'll be a ruse.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
If
She'll
you-
trick you into thinking she likes movies, and then once you get married, she stops liking movies all of a sudden.
the old bait and switch.
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, dude.
But no, it made me cry.
You cried in front of the old lady?
Yeah. Oh. But I played it off. I was like, oh, I've got to, like, something's itching. You know, my eyes are getting itchy.
That was like your
it's
version.
the pollen, it's like I can't help it.
I need to clear it.
Yeah.
That was like your version of man, this construction really smells like shit.
But yeah, it just really like, I don't know. It made me emotional when she's talking about like, I just feel like it's an allegory for how like we all know that we're gonna die, and we all know that like that's gonna happen one day, and the bad stuff's gonna happen to us eventually, but like you go on living your life like knowing that, but like still enjoying the good moments. And because that's what her speech is about. She's like, you know, if you knew how your life would go, would you change anything? And she's like, even knowing the journey and like knowing all these things that are going to happen to her, like awful things, like she's not going to like choose to avoid them. She's just going to like embrace them as like a part of like life.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know, her little monologue combined with On the Nature of Daylight is just one of the most like, euphoric's not really the word, because I feel like euphoric is like a positive term, but almost and it's also not like completely sad either, what she's saying. It's like, it makes me really sad, but it also is like kind of hopeful.
Yeah.
And like inspiring. So it's not just like completely like sorrowful, but I don't know. It just really
what you just said kind of reminds me. Now I want to rewatch Arrival, but what you said kind of reminds me of About Time, how he stops like manipulating time and just lives each day as it comes.
Exactly. Gotta love About Time. But yeah, just really, I don't know. She really did it for me. I just think it's a really well done twist too, really well done reveal. And the acting is so, I can't believe Amy Adams didn't win an Oscar. That's a shame. Yeah. But yeah, 5-star obviously. Then I watched White Chicks.
That's awesome.
Not my idea, but I watched it. Gave it a 3.
Didn't like it that much.
3's a positive.
What does the old lady have it at?
Probably a 5. But my review said, not bad, but I could have watched Wild Hogs. Okay, # Highway to Hell. There were some funny moments, but it just, I don't know. I just didn't love it.
You know what? White Chicks, I remember thinking it was hilarious whenever I watched it, like when I was younger, but the old ball and chain mentioned something about rewatching the Benchwarmers, and I feel like White Chicks and Benchwarmers is kind of like those movies that, like, they were really funny when you watched them when you were young, but probably didn't age very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would give Benchwarmers another shot and see, but yeah, I don't know.
The big funny thing that I remember from the Benchwarmers is beef stew.
What's beef stew?
That's what they would call it when they would like hold the guys down and fart in their face.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Oh,
give them a little beef stew.
I didn't. I just think it's funny that they needed like a cool guy that's like really good at baseball, and they cast Rob Schneider.
Yeah,
he's like 5'2".
Yeah, he was.
What are they doing?
Awesome, dude.
What are they doing? Like,
if Rob Schneider's the coolest guy in your friend group,
it could have been like Orlando Bloom or something.
Yeah,
like get someone taller, get someone who looks semi-athletic and who's not 45, and now we're cooking.
Yeah,
but you're not convincing me Rob Schneider is good at baseball or anything for that matter.
Any sport at all.
Any physical activity he's not good at. But yeah, no, I agree. But like Grown Ups is still really funny to me.
Grown Ups I think is funnier than both the movies we just mentioned.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree with White Chicks, and I'm sure I agree with Benchwarmers too. I just haven't watched it in a while. Yeah. But you know, just the way the cookie crumbles. Then we watched Clown in a Cornfield. We watched this because my buddy Alan gave it a 3.5, and I was like, I need to check this out. I need to see what all the hubbub's about.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I'm afraid Alan led us down the primrose path.
This is what I get for trusting Alan. This is what I get for taking a recommendation from a guy that gives Heat a 4. That's what I get.
God, I can't believe
I've got egg on my face, all right?
I didn't know this.
I'm going to get a beef stew done on me just for that.
Beef stew on me.
That's what I deserve after taking Alan's recommendation.
But you did have a really good joke.
What, my review?
No. You were like, should have been Snoz in a cornfield.
We'll leave that out. But there was a part where like they were getting surrounded by clowns, and then there was one clown that was like Jumbo. And I leaned over and I was like, God damn.
That's what I was telling. There's one really fat guy in the movie, and there's one really fat clown. It's like,
That guy fucking did it.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That guy fucking did it. And then he takes his mask off, and I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah. No way. But yeah, I didn't like it very much. Thought it was pretty generic. I thought the acting was actually like one of the better spots, especially the main girl. The main girl and the dad I thought were really good. I want to see them in more stuff. But I thought like the killer, like the clown, is like pretty generic, and there's nothing he does that's like unique. Like you think about Pennywise, it's like he's his own thing. Think about like Art the Clown, he's like very different too. This is just like a clown to me. It's not like anything special.
Yeah, and even
Like if I said like what's Frendo's like
I forgot his name.
like
was Friendo.
trademark. I don't know. Being a clown? I guess
He's in a
killing people?
cornfield, dumbass.
I don't
That's
know.
his trademark.
Yeah.
He's in the corn.
Yeah.
But then they leave the corn.
And he's still there.
Yeah, he
So
comes.
it's not clown in a cornfield, it's clown many places.
Yeah, it's just clown.
It's just clown. But yeah, my review was this wasn't the best, but it did have one redeeming quality. #gay sex.
Yeah, dude.
So
There is some homoerotic
yeah,
stuff that
that
happens
got me going.
that I was giving you.
It would have been a 1.5 without the gay sex.
Yeah.
I watched Mission Impossible 1. Now, listen, maybe I'm on crazy pills, all right? I was finding it exceedingly difficult to watch this film. I tried to watch this film like 5 different times. And I know what you're about to say. Well, Cash, didn't you put it on when you went to bed? Yes, I did.
I was just about to ask, how many of those times were you tired?
Why, yes, I did. Was that the reason I couldn't finish the movie? Quite possibly. However, it does not change the fact that I found this movie boring. That's my case, and I'm going to rest on it. Is that what they say?
Yeah, you nailed it.
I'm going to rest on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say.
So, anybody want to come at me for giving Mission Impossible 1 a 2.5?
2.5.
I'm being nice. That's not even a negative score.
Yeah, that's an average.
That's me saying it's alright, you know.
You gave that one a try. That's enough of that. But yeah, I think I gave one a 3. It's been a
It's probably
been
higher
a
than
while
that.
since I've seen it.
I feel like you're a coward, and I think it's higher than that.
Might be a 3.5.
It's a 3.5. I
3.5.
knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I just don't. There's a lot of those like crisscrossings and like you thought I was the good guy, but I'm actually the bad guy. And that fucking list you have, those names are hubbub. You know, all that. I don't know. I really like the new Mission Impossibles. Ghost Protocol and On. Awesome. Hard dick shit.
Yeah.
These first 3, man, I don't know. They're like completely different. They're like completely different tonally and like script wise, like structure wise. They're just not really for me.
Yeah, 2 and 3 I completely ignored the existence of.
I'm gonna ignore all 3. All 3 of the first 3.
Yeah, and then the first one I remember like being positive. Like, I enjoy this.
Most people do. I'm the weirdo.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe if I went back and watched the first one, there's a couple movies that like I really liked initially, and then I'm like, well, I've never wanted to rewatch that. The idea of rewatching it doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll catch it later, and it's like that wasn't as good as I thought. Mm-hmm. So maybe Mission Impossible 1 is like that, and it also sucks like knowing that like Ghost Protocol is down the road, and Fallout, and I think Rogue Nation's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, when you are used to like every Mission Impossible movie having like a standout stunt that's like the reason you go see the movie. When for Dead Reckoning, it was him jumping off that cliff on the bike and parasailing, and then in Fallout, it was him hanging off that helicopter, and you know Ghost Protocol, Burj Khalifa,
Yeah.
and Rogue Nation, I
Rogue
think
Nation was the airplane, right? And he's falling off the airplane.
yeah, he's holding on to the airplane in the beginning, and then you go to Mission Impossible 1, and the cool standout stunt that he's doing is hanging from a wire. That's the best stunt in the movie. That's not cool to me. I'm sorry. And yeah, they just feel like cheesy, like spy movies to me. They don't really pique my interest.
I think that's how it started.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were doing, and then they were like, "What if we
And
switch things up?"
it more so turned into like John Wick ish,
Yeah,
like really focusing on the action and the world building. But, yeah, I gave it a 2.5. Sue me, you know. Then I watched Titanic: The Digital Resurrection.
was oh wait, I forgot you were obsessed with the Titanic.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I forgot you did research
Stop
on the Titanic
spreading lies on the scoop.
for days.
We missed 2 weeks, and then now you come back
I was like,
spreading fibs.
wait, did your old lady make you watch Titanic? And then I remembered it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
No, she did.
no, it's your passion, dude.
No, yeah, I messed up. I owed her a favor. She told me to watch Titanic: The Digital Resurrection, and you know, she forced me to. You know,
Nah, dude, it's fine. I
she
do.
forced my hand. I had to do it. I had to watch all hour and 9 minutes of it.
I do weird stuff too, dude. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I watched Titanic: The Digital Resurrection, and I don't regret it. All right, I'm who I am.
Was it awesome?
Yeah. No, it was cool because so the Titanic, you know, crashed, and
Spoiler alert.
and it's still down there, and people will go and like try to get looks at it, but it's like ginormous and it's pitch black down there, so people just get like flashlights and like shine it on a little portion of it,
Yeah.
and they could never see like the full thing. But they went down there with drones and like scanned the whole thing and got like a digital mapping of it. So then they can like get like a full scale replica that they can go look at, and it gives them like more information to find out what happened.
Didn't the ship break in half?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But what's crazy about it, what's really crazy is that there was a theory before this digital mapping came about, because once they got this digital mapping, they were able to do more tests and simulations and like prove people's theories right or wrong. And there was a guy that had a theory that the Titanic would have never sank if they went straight into the iceberg instead of turning. And he said if you go straight into
hit it head on.
The front of your ship will get fucked up. You might kill like the first third of the boat. Like all those people will probably get crushed, but it's not going to sink, and at least you're saving like the back 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
And they ran a test based on like the information they got from the mapping. They ran a new test with the information, and it wouldn't have sunk.
Holy shit.
It only sunk because he steered away, and him steering away, like the iceberg grinded into the side of the ship and like put like a huge gash along the side of the ship, like all the way down basically. Mm-hmm. Whereas if he would have just hit it directly, it would have like kind of like a Coke can, like crumpled like a Coke can right at the front, but then saved everyone in the back. And that's just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Talk about an epic fail.
Will you calm down?
That's just so crazy.
You're just in the water freezing and you're like, nice job, dumbass.
And it made me think about, this isn't like a punchline or a joke or anything, but when they were talking about that, it made me think about the line in The Holdovers when Paul Hunham says that the very steps you take to avoid your fate are the very steps that lead you to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I try to think of something like really smart to like put in my Letterboxd review, and quote like Marcus Aurelius, but I just couldn't think of anything. So I had big fail.
You just put strength and honor. No, I did something similar. I watched this was just a YouTube video, but I watched a video about how like Russia crashed a drone into Chernobyl recently. And
Why'd they do that?
well, I think it was like the whole Russia-Ukraine thing.
Russia-Ukraine thing?
Yeah, but they were at war.
I don't know about that. I don't talk spaghetti.
Well, anyway, they crashed. I didn't realize, but they had this like protective housing over Chernobyl. I thought they like buried it, but
Protective housing.
yeah, they built this huge thing that covers the rest of because like
Oh, you're containing the toxins and stuff.
yeah,
I thought you meant housing, like people live there.
no,
Like they live on
you
top
still,
of Chernobyl. Like
no,
they have
you
little
still
tents.
can't you still can't go there.
They have a tent like camped out on all the rubble.
Yeah, basically, it's like this huge steel thing. They've had to build it like twice because the first one got fucked up. But yeah,
They should have done that like instantly. Like right when it blew up, been like, all right guys, get the dome. Put the dome on. Let's conceal all this matter
yeah,
into this little bubble.
into this bubble.
I feel like it would have just seeped into the ground though, right? And like evaporated from the ground.
There's nothing like that we make that would have extinguished the fire. Like just dropping dome on it, it would have melted through anything.
Except for just getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
Or how far do you think it goes? Like the radiation.
I think they estimated when they did their initial like tests on the radiation of Chernobyl that you wouldn't be able to live within. I think it was like 100-mile radius for like 150 years or something like that.
Wow.
But since then, they've done more tests. Apparently, it's less radioactive than they had initially thought at this stage, so it might be faster. I could be totally wrong on those numbers, but it was like when they initially they were like, you're never gonna be able to live here again.
Yeah.
But they have this protective housing, and there's a bunch of like the obviously the core isn't on fire anymore, but there's a bunch of radioactive dust in there. So now they're freaking out that them launching that in could cause this highly radioactive dust to become
Why the
airborne.
fuck did they do that?
They're nuts.
It was on purpose.
They said it
They were
wasn't.
bored?
They said it wasn't, but
Two guys in
it
like
was,
a security
dude.
room, like operating the drone. He's like, dude, check this shit out.
well, the drone they flew, they were like, it's accurate within 200 miles, and they're like, there's nothing else within 200 miles. It
Yeah.
was just Chernobyl.
Yeah. Probably like the one thing on planet Earth not to crash into,
Yeah,
and you crash into it.
yeah, it's nuts. So I watched an entire like hour documentary about that, but it's in Ukraine, which is why people think it was like they were trying to fuck up Chernobyl to cause radiation to Ukraine.
What was in Ukraine?
Chernobyl's in Ukraine.
It is?
Yeah.
That was in Russia. What the hell?
Yeah,
I've been lied to.
I've been lied to.
The education system failed me.
Yeah, it's in Ukraine.
Okay.
So they were like, damn, bad luck.
Darn it.
Yeah, drats.
Dreads.
That test we ran went horribly wrong.
Then my last watch of Reno was Mission Impossible 2. Like this a tad more.
Then one?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Which
who
is
was-
crazy,
Who was the
apparently.
villain of 2 again?
It's he's not a famous guy, I don't think, but it's when it's the virus thing. There's the guy that's like, I have a virus, and then they gotta go get it.
Oh, damn. I don't know if I remember 2 that
Yeah.
much then.
Yeah, there's this lady, he's like kind of, whining and dining, and then
So
they're
wait,
like-
which isn't the guy from Dead Reckoning a previous villain?
that's one.
He's the bad guy in one.
Kittredge.
Not Kittredge.
Oh, you're talking about like
Gabriel.
the Hispanic guy.
Yeah, his name's Gabriel.
He hasn't been in the first 3 yet. I think what they did was like they put him in Dead Reckoning and then like acted like he was in the first one, but we never saw him in the first one.
Okay. When I watched
think-
Dead Reckoning, I just assumed I was like, he must have been in the first
Yeah, I
3
haven't watched
because I
him in a
don't
long
remember.
time. Yeah. No, I think they like retroactively added him in.
Okay.
But 2, it's just this fucking guy. I mean, unless that guy from Dead Reckoning is this guy with the viruses, and he looks so much older now, I can't tell. I guess I could look that up. I've got the letterbox pulled up. Nope. Yeah, this guy has viruses. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone with the viruses, and then Ethan's like, this is a Mission Impossible.
Oh, wait, did they catch him on a train at the end? Is he on a train?
No,
Oh, never mind.
that's it. That's one.
Oh, gee, what the fuck?
Everything you're
dude?
thinking of is from one. And I don't like that train scene at the end of 1. It looks bad.
Okay.
You said it like you made it.
No, I barely remember it. So.
I was just mentioning that since I just watched it. I don't like that. I don't like that ending.
You hate Mission Impossible,
But,
but it's fine.
But yeah, Ethan was like, "This mission's impossible," and then he fucking put on his sunglasses, dude. So it kind of has the same issues that the first one has, where I don't think the story's very good, but the vibes are much better in 2 because it's directed by John Woo, and he's just fucking sick. John Woo's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
And there were a couple moments I was like, dude, this is crazy. It kind of felt like they were trying to like ride the high of the Matrix at the time and like put people in leather and put people in sunglasses and like do slow-mo and all this stuff. So I gave it a little boost over 1, gave it a 3, and it has Hans Zimmer's score.
Ooh.
Dude, and that really stuck out to me. Like, I'm not even glazing because he's my GOAT, but like I was watching the movie and I was like, dude, this score is crazy. I'm gonna see if I can play a little snippy.
Give us a little taste.
A little snippy.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Dude. And there's one... It's fucking awesome, dude.
Kind of has like a Spanish type feel to
Yeah.
it a little bit.
Yeah, because that's the setting of 2. He's like in like
Are
a
they in
Hispanic
Spain?
area, Spain or something. Yeah. But yeah, gave it a little boost over 1. It was more fun, better action, better vibes. John Woo's sick as fuck, so only gave it a 3. I don't really like these first 3 movies, and I'm almost done with Mission Impossible 3. I didn't finish it, so I haven't logged it.
You didn't
but
finish?
I don't really like. Well, I stopped it because we recorded,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but I just don't really like these first 3. They're just like not for me.
They're definitely way below 4 and on.
Yeah, and I feel like people feel guilty since they love Mission Impossible as a franchise. They're like, oh, well, I have to give all of them like high scores. No.
Yeah.
It's okay to admit the first 3 are bad.
Yeah. Some franchises have like weak links.
Yeah.
And it really sucks that like they got Philip Seymour Hoffman to be a villain.
Yeah.
And it's in... I remember not liking 3. Maybe it's good.
I'm not liking it.
But I remember thinking like, damn, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why'd you waste Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yep. That's kind of what happened.
What are you doing, Ethan? That's my...
I'm gonna hurt her. I'm gonna hurt her real bad.
That's a really good Seymour Hoffman, dude. That was... Have you been working on that?
No.
Or you just busted that out?
I've never done that before.
Holy cow.
But yeah, I'm trying to finish all the Mission Impossibles before Final Reckoning.
You let me know when you get to 4, and then I will tag along with you on the
We're
journey.
supposed to rank them. Are you gonna rank them without seeing the first 3?
I could rank them. First
All
3.
right. All right.
I'm pretty sure my official ranking is 3, 2, 1, and then the rest of them is 4 and beyond. I know what I'm doing.
3, 2, 1.
That's how it would go from where I think 3 is the worst.
I'm assuming when it's all said and done, I'm gonna be 2, 3, 1. Yeah. But anyways, that's the end of my watcherino. Oh, I've been watching a shit ton of Breaking Bad.
As of course you should.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
Showing it to the old lady. So watching like episode, like not all in order, because like she's watching it, but like if we're together, she'll like watch it together, and I'll just see wherever she's like, I'll pick up wherever she's at.
Yeah.
But there's like, I sent her a list of episodes, like, don't watch these without me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got like
You gotta
Ozymandias
plan
on
it.
there. Got
Of
like,
course.
no half measures, full measure, like,
Yeah.
the goods.
The Fly.
I did want to watch Fly with her, yeah. Just to see
You
like
did?
the reaction.
She watched it without you? She disobeyed a direct order?
No, I didn't put it on the list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, It's not super important.
I thought she was just like, fuck this guy. I'm
No,
gonna
but
watch,
I've been-
I'm gonna watch Fly now.
But like my watch list could have been longer, but I have been spending a lot of time watching the old Breaking Bad. You know.
That's how you do it, dude.
Yep. And we're like halfway through season 5, so we'll be done soon. But I don't know if I'm gonna start another show after that's over, because I know she expressed interest in rewatching Game of Thrones because she loves it. And I really want to rewatch Game of Thrones because I've only seen it once, and that was 6 years ago.
That was
So,
some time has passed
I
for sure.
do not remember much. So it would kind of be like watching it for the first time in a lot of ways. So
Do you know what goes on in my brain when I hear Game of Thrones? Like, this is the only thing I
Brayden the
think
Broken.
of. No.
Oh.
No. I just think of that scene, Battle of the Bastards.
Oh,
Jon Snow seeing an army coming after him and then readying for battle by
unsheathing his
himself.
sword. Yeah.
Just standing there alone.
Hardest shot of all time, perhaps.
That got
That's
all
worth watching 4 seasons of TV just to
Yeah.
get to that.
so much cum left my body, dude.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You can't do that all the time.
Yeah. No, I get your hatred for Game of Thrones because of the final 2 seasons or last season, but for me it's like if a show's 8 seasons, I know it's like the last one's the most important one, but if a show's 8 seasons and 6 of them are amazing, that's a pretty damn good show, and I don't mind rewatching that.
No, I agree with you. It's just so much.
Because like when I'm in season 1, I'm having a good time. When I'm in season 2, that's a lot of time where I'm having a good time. So,
Well, so much of like the middle seasons are also based on, preparing for this upcoming threat. That's always looming over everyone. And the Night King, I also think, is like a really cool villain. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everything involving the Night King, which I love a lot of the stuff, is diminished by the last 2 seasons.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
when he's sailing away with the what are they called? The wild people? What do they call those people?
Wildlings.
The wildlings. And they just like half their guys are dead. They narrowly escape. And the Night King raises his hands and all their fucking friends get up and they're all undead now. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Yeah.
And then I go, that was cool. Nothing
But see-
happens.
But see, when I watch something like that, my brain doesn't think down the line. I just see that scene and I'm like, holy fuck, that was awesome.
Oh,
And I don't go like, oh, but this doesn't lead anywhere. Like that's just not how my brain works.
yeah, I wish I had a kid brain like you. And I could do that.
Is that right? You want a kid brain? You might already have a kid brain. Fucking all the times you shit your pants. That's what children do.
That's
Carl.
kid instincts, dude. That's not brain.
That's even worse.
I have kid instincts.
Yeah, that's even worse. Anyways, I do really want to watch Game of Thrones.
I've got to get out of TV shows, dude.
Yeah, you've
I
been watching
binged-
Righteous Gemstones.
The Righteous Gemstones I've enjoyed. And then me and the old lady really liked it. And I was like, well, you should watch like Eastbound and Down because it's a lot of the same people and same writers. She did not like Eastbound and Down, but we've been watching Vice Principals, which I like the least out of all 3 of those shows so far. Mm-hmm. But it's still good.
Hell yeah.
I like David McBride.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'll start a new show or if I'll just start watching some movies again, but we'll see. So do you watch Rito?
Righteous Gemstones, that's it.
Wow.
I haven't watched anything.
Wow.
And if I have, I don't remember it. Except for like we watched Clown in the Cornfield and Thunderbolts. I haven't done any solo watches, is what I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You sure you didn't watch Crank again without me?
No, I wasn't a cool guy this go round.
Wow. Okay, and now we need to talk about Thunderbolts. I love Thunderbolts. Sue me. I don't know. I wasn't excited for Thunderbolts. When they announced that, I was like, what the flip? You know? It's like, this isn't what I want. Where's
Well-
X-Men? Where's the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, when they announced it, it was like, whatever. But the trailer was like surprisingly good. when
Yeah,
we
the trailer
watched it.
looked good, but like the announcement, I was like, that's not like I was like, what are we doing? This is like a B team up. movie. Like I don't want that. But then they got the director of Beef, and then we got the trailer, and I was like, this doesn't look too bad. Might get a solid movie. And I really liked it.
Hell yeah.
I liked it a lot. I think, let me see, I put it really high in my MCU rankings. It could be recency bias. I don't know. But let me see where I put it. As of now, it's at 6.
What's right below it?
Civil War.
Ooh.
Because Civil War, I think, gets unfairly boosted by like a couple scenes. That's just my opinion, but when I actually turn on to watch Civil War, I don't have as good of a time as I do like just thinking about the airport scene or like the 3-way fight with Iron Man, Captain America, and Winter Soldier.
I think there's more than that. You got to give it a little bit more credit. The
I
introduction
mean, it's at 7. I'd still really like it, but
the introduction of Black Panther, like that chase scene that happens, is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's good. But so my top 5 is obviously Infinity War, Guardians 1 and 3, Avengers Endgame, Avengers 1, and then Thunderbolts as of now. I could see Civil War overtaking it, but that's probably it. Like I said, this could go down over time. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't even really like the MCU anymore. So this isn't me, like, being, like, biased or just being, like, really excited about something, like, if the Batman 2 somehow was really bad, and I still gave it a 5-star, and I was, like, delusional, and I was, like, just trying to, just lie and make myself feel better. Like, I have no reason to do that for the MCU. I haven't been a fan of really much that they've done recently. But this just really kind of blew me away. It was a combination of the filmmaking I thought was really good. It looks like a real movie. And I know that, like, I think this movie looks bad type of discourse, like, goes too far, and that people start critiquing everything way too hard. There's people that keep saying that Superman, like, visually looks really bad and looks like a CW show and doesn't, like, has really bad color grading. And I'm like, dude, I don't really care. I think it looks really good. If it did look bad, I would say this looks bad. I'm not, like, blind to it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it does. But with Thunderbolts, it, like, genuinely, like, the lighting is really good. And it never has that, like, green screen, like, everything's gray look that, like, Captain America had. Like, it really does feel like a real movie. I'm not going to say an A24 movie, because I think that's cringy to... Like, A24 is a brand, not, a type of movie. But
it does kind of suck that, like, all their suits are, like, all black. Except for...
they're not all black.
Yeah, it's like black and white or black
Sentry's
and red.
not black. Red Guardian's not black.
Red Guardian's the only one. Red Guardian's red.
Walker's not black.
I thought it was just black and red. It's
It's a Captain America suit.
No, it's not the
blue and
same.
red.
It's not the same thing. Maybe it's that really dark navy, but it's dark. It's not like vibrant blue.
I think there's like 2 characters that are wearing black.
Well, everything looks like almost the same color. Like, it's very muted colors. Even Red Guardian is like almost a burgundy.
But I think that really works for the movie, though. I think that fits, like, the tone.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I like it when heroes have, like, eye-popping, kind of colors. Like, obviously, there's characters that just have darker colors, like Daredevil and stuff.
In other movies, I would agree. If Superman had really, like, dark color grading and his suit looked navy, I wouldn't want that. Like how it looks in Man of Steel. I think it's too dark. But with the Thunderbolts, I think it fits. And they also don't have, like, cool suits that you, like, really want to see.
Yeah.
Like, they're... Maybe in the future, if they come back, like, they'll have cooler suits and maybe you can like them a little better. But yeah, I thought that the visuals looked really good. I love the score. I was playing the score in the car the other day, but the score that they play, this will be spoilers for Thunderbolts. The score that they play when they're shooting at Sentry and he starts levitating and it starts playing this. And I was like, my dick's hard.
Yeah, dude.
Don't look now. I'm erect.
Yeah.
I thought the score was really good. The performances were great. I thought the characters had a lot of like charisma and camaraderie between each other.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh's obviously the standout. She's like the movie's kind of told through her perspective, and she's just amazing.
Yeah,
like she's
Florence
just an amazing
is
actor.
An absolute tank.
Marvel really hit the lottery, like getting her on
yeah.
board.
And then I've heard some people kind of like criticize like her character, like Yelena as a character, but I don't know. I like her. She's like goofy in Black Widow or whatever, and in this movie, I like all of her character choices. I like the way she talks with Bob and stuff. Like all of her little moments that she has, I think is really sweet. Mm-hmm. And Wyatt Russell as John Walker, really good stuff, dude.
Yeah,
Wyatt's got he's got something going for him, dude.
yeah. I think that, like, are people saying that Yelena's like character is inconsistent because in Black Widow she was like a lot more fun, and then now she's like depressed?
Kind of,
because her sister died. So that's,
yeah, like that's the reason why she's upset. Like I get that. I think it's just she's basically just like I can't remember what they said, but I remember they like viewed it like negatively.
I definitely don't agree with that. She's just like kind of depressed with like what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like the work that she's doing.
But
She doesn't feel fulfilled by it.
Yeah, I think her mental state is important for Thunderbolts too. Like I don't think that was just like we want to change our character now that we're doing this. I think it was important that they made that change.
Yeah. I thought that the pacing was really good. It basically starts with them going to this center, this like big room that's in the trailer. There's so many shots in the trailer from that scene because they're in it for so long, but it's the room that the lady Valentina sends them in there. They're all like assigned to kill each other, and it's actually like a big furnace. Yeah, it's all of her like evidence of all the shit that she's done that's bad that she doesn't want anyone to find, and she's getting audited basically, so she wants to get rid of all the evidence, and the Thunderbolts are part of the evidence because they work for her and they have knowledge of all these missions they've done for her. And I thought that, first off, I just thought that was like a really cool concept. Like it reminded me of the Joker bank robbery in The Dark Knight, like orchestrating a plan where this person's here to kill this person, and
it's all set
it's like
up.
she wanted them to all like kind of do the work for her, and but either way, if they don't kill each other, the burn, the fire was going to do it anyways in the furnace.
Yeah.
Except it didn't. But I thought the plan was really cool. The fight was awesome. When you got like these 4 characters fighting, and there's a shot where someone like, I can't remember exactly what happened, but the shot with the knife, when someone throws a knife,
yeah, dude,
and then someone else like deflects it, and then it bounces over to like Walker, and he like catches it, and it was just so like fluid.
I think Yelena threw a knife at Walker, and he like deflected it, and it landed, and Ghost Cat caught it, and then like teleported with it and went somewhere else or something like that. It was
so
like,
fluid.
Yeah,
it
they're
just
all
looked
fighting
so cool.
against each other, but we followed like this one like perspective. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then like there's a sequence with Taskmaster closing in on Walker, I think. Or it might have been Ghost, one of the two, but that was really cool when she like throws the shield on the ground and then picks it back. I was like, damn, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. They pieced Taskmaster instantly.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put Taskmaster in the movie. Because they're like lying to people, and they're putting her on posters, and they're putting her in trailers in scenes where she's not there.
Yeah.
Like the scene later in the movie where they're in the Avengers' old place and Sentry shows up and they have their fight. Like in the trailer, they put Taskmaster in that scene because they wanted people to think that she would be there and that she's part of the team. Why can you not just leave her out of the movie?
I have no idea.
I think it had to be something contractual.
I think they just wanted to like get rid of that character so that people would stop.
But you don't
asking
have
about
to
it.
do that. You just don't include her.
Yeah, you don't have to. And I think it's really like an unfortunate situation where it's like now people, they're telling everyone, obviously Taskmaster's in the movie, and it's kind of feels like they're lying to people. Taskmaster is also like a really cool character, and it sucks that the character was portrayed so bad in Black Widow that it's like it's trash now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation.
But I can't imagine how putting Taskmaster in the movie for 5 minutes and then killing her is better than just not having her in there. I just can't, unless it's a contractual thing, and maybe there was something in the contract like, well, if Red Guardian and Yelena comes back, then I have to come back too. And when they did Black Widow or something, I don't know. There's something funky going on there, because why is she in the movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes no sense. Unless they just wanted to be edgy and have a death early in the movie, and they were like, that'll be like, no one gives a fuck about her. Let's use her for like an early death to show we mean business.
Or they could be killing off that one to introduce a new Taskmaster.
Ooh, I doubt it. But that
Because I feel like Taskmaster done better would be a really cool villain.
maybe that's what they're doing. But they're in that little compound for a while, but it like never gets old or stale. It like keeps moving at a really steady pace, and they eventually break out, and then they're in this little arc where they're like out in the desert, and Red Guardian comes up in his Red Guardian limo, picks him up.
Hell yeah.
And then these people start, these tanks show up and start like firing at them and have a little action scene. And fucking Bucky shows up, looking awesome,
Dude.
looking like the Terminator.
How do you feel, just to cut you off real fast, how do you feel about Bucky not wearing his mask from Winter Soldier anymore?
Oh, I like it.
You like the no mask?
Yeah. He only wears that if he's the Winter Soldier. He's not the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a really cool design.
It is a cool design.
Having like the face and then like the sunglasses on the eyes and then his locks are just flowing.
No, I
out.
mean, it looks awesome, but it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
He's trying to leave that in the past.
Yeah. Even though he's using all the same stuff from when he was Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but he's doing good stuff now.
He's got the same.
He's helping people.
Like magnetic grenade launcher. He's got the fucking scorpion on his back. Wearing damn near the same outfit.
And he's using all that stuff to help people instead of kill them.
I could use his mask to help people and look cool.
No.
It's already got the sunglasses
I'm gonna move on from this. You keep going with this. I'm gonna move on.
Okay, go ahead. Bucky shows up.
Bucky shows up and does awesome shit, saves the day. The last tank that he takes out, he grabs a little hook and he shoots at it, drops the hook down on the ground, and then grabs it and slams it into the street with his Winter Soldier arm. And then it like yanks the truck back and flips it over, and I was like, damn, that's like creative. That was just creative to me, like a cool way to get him to stop the tank.
Yeah. All the robot stuff with his arm that he does in like any movie he's in is awesome.
Like eating a sloppy Joe.
Eating a sloppy Joe, that fucking one where he, even in Winter Soldier, when he like tries to stab Captain America, and then he pushes him forward with his arm, and it cuts through the fucking truck beside him. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Bucky shows up, saves the day. Then they're like, there's this guy named Bob, and he's gonna fucking kill everybody. So they team up with Bucky. They go try to stop Sentry, and I don't have to go through the whole plot, but I thought Sentry was really well done. I liked how it wasn't just, I'm a big bad guy. Like it didn't feel like forgettable. He had like really clear motives in that he's sort of like Green Goblin-ish. Like he's like half good, half bad. Mm-hmm. And he's bipolar, and he has this like traumatic past, and like sometimes his like dark side comes out, and he has to try to learn to like manage it and keep it in check. And I like that the final climax was like basically in his head.
Yeah.
And movie tackles a lot of like mental health problems, depression, and stuff like that, and I just think that's really cool.
The mental sequences were awesome.
Yeah,
They were cool as hell.
Thunderbolts on the second watch kind of made me tear up a little bit.
You fucking You're nuts, dude.
I know. But yeah, there's just really not a lot of like flaws for me for Thunderbolts. I'm a big pacing guy, and I think it's paced really well. The characters are good. It's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the post. There's a part in the post-credit scene that I thought was really funny, and I was like, "There's no way that's in the script." Like, it was a scene where the post-credit scene. They're walking into like the Avengers room again. I don't know what to call it in the Avengers Plaza or whatever. And Walker sits down in this recliner chair, and they're having like a serious conversation about stuff over there, and then it pans over to him sitting in this chair, and he's like, I don't even know what any of these buttons do. They're not labeled. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's what a random thing to like have in the movie.
Yeah.
Where I was like, is that like scripted, or did like Wyatt Russell just say that? But there was like a lot of quick things like that throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
That I just thought was really funny.
Walker has a couple that like got me
Yeah.
every time.
Do you remember when they were in the desert and they like start walking away, and then Elena's like, good speech, Dr. Phil. Good, very good. And then they start walking away, and he's like, that was a good show. And then she was like, yeah, I still watch it. And he was like, oh, it's not on anymore. And this is like, their voices are like slowly fading out as they're walking away.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not on anymore. And she was like, well, I still watch it, so it must be. And he was like, oh, well, that must be like a YouTube re-upload or something, because it's not on cable
You're watching
anymore.
like reruns. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like this like Tarantino feeling like conversation about just like basic ass shit. I don't know.
When they're in the furnace, they're looking for like a way to unlock the door. They're looking for this power source or whatever. And Bob goes, what are we looking for? And Walker goes, not dumb questions, Bob. And just keeps walking.
We're looking for not dumb questions, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn my shield into a taco.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments like that. Red Guardian's really good.
Yeah.
He's really funny. I love David Harbour. Just wants to be part of a team.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, and then they're in like the tank, going to kill Sentry, and then she's like, "And what about the hat?" And he's like, "The hat? You mean the helmet?"
Oh yeah, I'll
like,
call his helmet
she's
a
like,
hat.
"Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I think it's pretty cool."
She's like, yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, they're just talking about each other's gear.
Yeah, he's like, "What? Do you not like it?" And she's like, "Oh, it's fine."
Yeah, and he's like, it's a 45 long slide. And they're like, very long. He's like, it's a little long. I could.
yeah, that one. I was like, what is happening right now? Like this is not how people act in Marvel movies normally.
I liked it.
This is like my sense of humor.
It was really good. Yeah.
It was really funny. Yeah. Walker had a lot to do with that. Elena was pretty funny. I don't know. I fucked with it, man.
No, I liked it a lot too.
Yeah. I gave it a 4.5 on rewatch.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch. I got it at a 3.5 now. It's probably gonna go up to a 4 on rewatch. Because even talking about it, I'm like, damn, that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. My flaws really are just, they didn't flesh out every character the same amount. Yelena got a lot, and Bob got a lot, but like Ghost, like we don't really know anything about Ghost.
Yeah.
Unless that we learned it in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but nobody watched that.
Yeah.
And even if they did, like Walker's still getting a little more development, and like Yelena's still getting more development. We already know about her from Black Widow, so I don't know. Just they're very disproportionate amounts of like backstory and like time dedicated to each character.
Mm-hmm.
Which like I think what they did with Yelena was great, so I don't really want to complain about it. But it's like Ghost isn't really like a huge part of the team.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like her whole shtick at the beginning was just like, I'm not gonna be a part of your team. I'm on my own. I'm out of here, type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that was it. Like there's no like really funny jokes that she was making or like any, you know, some kind of like And Red Guardian was like the team leader that was like trying to keep them together.
Red
it's
Guardian's like really loud and crazy and
Yeah.
like,
But he like
he's
played a
hard to
role
miss.
in the team. But it's like Ghost is, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Ghost is kind of just there.
I know
wish
what you
she
mean.
would have got more time and like understand more about her.
I think it'll probably go up if I rewatch it. I definitely don't have it over the first Iron Man though.
Oh, I do.
Iron
I've
Man
never
1
been huge on the first Iron Man. It's still, I think it's like 8 or 9 in my ranking, so I still like it. But I think
It could be a late bloomer.
I think most of my top Marvel movies are like the ones that are like big and have a lot going on.
Yeah.
And Iron Man's just so like simple and like focused that it's like lesser than to me in terms of like what I rewatch. But
I think that's what makes it awesome. It's also like just the coolest shit ever.
yeah,
Like,
but
they
that's
got
like not
fucking-
true all the time because like I love Logan.
Yeah.
Like that's a very like straightforward like focused narrative, and there's not like a bunch of other shit going on.
Yeah.
But I guess MCU wise,
Yeah. Iron Man
I
also
think.
like he has like a genuine arc,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of being an asshole to being a good guy. Not that
to
no
being
other
a
character.
bad asshole to being a good asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not that like other like Captain America kind of is always good. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really have a huge arc to himself, He's just like a wholesome guy. Black Panther kind of has an arc. Actually, no, he doesn't really. No, he
In
has
what?
an arc in Black Panther.
Oh. No, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he comes around to like viewing things differently after his interaction with Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that was like I was like, holy cow! I don't know, something about Iron Man 1 gets my fucking penis
Hell yeah.
hard.
Maybe
as a
it's
rock.
Back in Black.
Back in Black.
That is a song they play, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they play Back in Black. They also play. I think the ending is also awesome as hell.
I
That's.
could go for Iron Man rewatch.
Do you remember the ending?
No.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
not gonna-
it's him saying I'm Iron Man.
yeah. Everyone's asking the question. He goes, "I am Iron Man," and then they play Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. That?
Yeah. That.
Hell yeah.
You didn't make it sound as cool as.
It sounds dumb. I was mimicking something dumb, so it sounded dumb.
It doesn't sound dumb. It's
It
awesome.
does.
It's cool as hell.
I don't even really like that song.
It's an awesome song.
You know what else is an awesome song? Rockin' the Suburbs on the Over the Hedge soundtrack. That's what I say.
I don't remember
I say
hardly
Patootie.
anything about Over the Hedge.
I say patootie to you. Okay, you ever heard of Won't Back Down by Uncle Ben?
By Uncle Ben.
Father Ben? Just Ben? Ben the cow?
Now you're talking about cinema.
Yep.
Over the Hedge, Barnyard. Mm-hmm. You're talking.
You ever heard Drive by Incubus on the Surf's Up soundtrack?
dude? That's fucking awesome. Surf's Up so incredible. But anyway,
You ever heard All Star by Smash Mouth on the Shrek soundtrack? Now I'm talking about tunes. You can talk about whatever you want, all right? On your time.
dude, Sabbath is tunes.
I would classify Sabbath as music. I'm talking about tunes.
I would classify Sabbath as music. That's how you sound. That's how you sound. I would classify. Anyway, Thunderbolts. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome stuff.
Huge surprise for Marvel.
Big surprise, but we're on the right track. Apparently, the guy that made it, I think his name's Jake Schreier or something like that. He's been in talks to direct the new X-Men movie. Sign me
Dude.
up.
Now that's gonna be awesome. To
What
give
sucks
him-
though? Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say just to give him like characters that
That are better.
haven't better characters, but also that haven't like been touched. Like they're
They're fresh.
They're not doing anything with the other old
They
X-Men.
haven't
right?
really said, but I think Like, I don't actually know if they've said if they're like rebooting it, but I think they're rebooting it.
Please don't do anything with the old.
Because like they said they're rebooting it, but then like Ian McKellen's in Doomsday, so it's like, the fuck are we doing?
He is in Doomsday?
Yeah.
Dude. I like Ian McClellan. I like Patrick Stewart.
I guess we're just doing a multiverse thing, so it's like, it doesn't matter. We can still have our X-Men.
Yeah. I just wish you would fucking leave that shit, dude. X-Men is such a fucking powerful tool to have in your arsenal. Rebuild it. Start over.
I feel like having Ian McKellen and like, there's some, I think James Marsden was confirmed, like having these other old X-Men in your movie as you're trying to reboot the X-Men, like, diminishes that.
Yeah.
I think it like, you should be like, imagine if Fantastic Four is coming out this year. Imagine if last year, like, I guess they did kind of do this. And Deadpool and Wolverine, like, Johnny Storm is in it from like the 2000s movies.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it was kind of played as a joke and he wasn't in it very much, but like, I just feel like if you're rebooting the X-Men, it should be like, feel really like a clean slate and not have these other X-Men characters.
That's what I was going to say.
near it.
Like, some people might hate me for this, but I wouldn't even use like Deadpool in a full rebuild of the X-Men.
I would probably put Deadpool in a post-credit scene for Doomsday. Like, after the battle's over, have him, like, walk through a portal and be like, oh, god damn it, or something like that,
Yeah.
and, like, walk out.
But like, if you were rebuilding the X-Men, would you bring Ryan Reynolds back as Deadpool?
Oh, you were talking about... Oh, I thought you were talking about Doomsday. X-Men, no.
See, that's what I'm saying. I feel like people love him as Deadpool. I know he really likes the role, but I like, if you're doing a full rebuild, I think you drop everything and you just do an actual from scratch start.
I wouldn't mind if he, like, shows up in, like, a scene or two.
Like, playfully.
Like, yeah, playful, you know, thing. But, like, as a part of the team, no. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would go pretty traditional with the X-Men, which I know there's a lot of different X-Men teams in the comics, but, like, X-Men 97 is what I want.
Yeah. You wouldn't you wouldn't go all the way back to, like, Strong Man with the little bald curly Q.
No.
And the circle glasses.
No. But the characters, how they are in X-Men 97 is, like, exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Just do that. Do that with real people.
Give me a barely understandable fucking Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Bald Charles.
Yep. Dude, the guy they got to play Charles and Magneto, their voice actors are so good. Especially the Magneto one. Like, it has such, like, a power behind what he's saying.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I love X-Men 97. Sue me.
Oh, dude,
Lock me up.
It gets me so hard.
Let me see how long we've been recording.
We might not have enough time for our...
Because I think... Don't say anything.
Okay.
That's what I told you.
Dude.
Don't say something.
Those are...
That's like... Oh, yeah.
Those are some shorts,
That's
dude.
like when someone gets you a present for Christmas and then they're like, oh yeah, I almost got you this awesome thing, but I didn't get that. Like, you don't say it if you're not going to do it.
You don't say it. You also don't pull your shorts down, dude. You keep them up. There, now we're
Give it a
talking.
little peek.
Oh my god.
Little peek at the undercarriage. Yeah, we're over 2 hours. So I think we'll save our topic for another time. On a rainy day, you know. Don't have anything to talk about.
Keep it in the stew.
Yeah, we'll keep it a secret. The real scoopers know. But for the masses, we'll keep it a secret what our what our secret game is. But
secret game.
Sorry for missing a couple weeks, you know, shit happens. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in this week.
Hopefully next week I have some shit on my watch.
Hopefully you start using Letterboxd and track your shit.
I did. I reviewed the Surfer.
That's the only movie you watched?
No, that's the one. That's the only one I reviewed.
Just fucking use your shit. Like we saw Clown in a Cornfield, and I showed you my Letterboxd review as we were walking out. So it's not like you just forget about Letterboxd. You saw my Letterboxd review, and that didn't make you go, oh yeah, I need to go log it.
Yeah, I should have done that.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
It would definitely help me stay organized.
It's also just nice. Like, I have a record of every movie I've watched for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That's just
nuts.
cool to me. Like, I just like going back and looking at like what I watched in 2022 and like how many times I've watched stuff, and like it's just, movies are memories. And like I have that day we went to see Oppenheimer in theaters, I have that memory logged that day with my review. When we went and saw Avatar 2, I have that logged. I can tell you the exact day I went.
Well, I've
and
got
what
it
I was feeling
logged
that day.
in the old steel trap
Oh yeah.
up top
When did you see Avatar 2?
when it came out. Dumbass. You fucking idiot.
What day?
The Thursday.
What month? What month and year? Just tell me. See if you can tell me that. That's not even that specific.
The month gets a little tricky. That's
What year?
2020. Is that 2023?
Thank you for tuning in to the Film Scoop.